Hallo und willkommen zum dritten Video von 3 Minuten Deutsch. Today we're going to be talking about the rest of the pronouns that I didn't talk about in a previous video and how to conjugate using those pronouns in the present tense. The most confusing of the pronouns that I'm going to talk about today is the combination of er, sie, and es, which all mean he, she, and it in English. It can also all mean it though, and that's confusing to English speakers because we only have one it. In German, however, you have three. If you haven't already heard, the German language has three grammatical genders that they use for nouns. We have der, used for masculine nouns, die, used for feminine nouns, and das, used for neuter nouns. And in English, we would all translate these as the. Now this makes sense if you try with a few examples. Der Mann, the man, is masculine. Die Frau, the woman, is feminine. Das Haus is neuter and is the house. And those seem to make sense, but it gets a little bit more confusing whenever you get to inanimate objects. So for instance, der Löffel is the spoon and is masculine. Die Gabel is the fork and is feminine. Das Messer is the knife and is neuter. So it doesn't really make much sense. You just have to learn the gender of a noun as you learn the noun itself. Now if you're replacing a noun with a pronoun in German, you have to make sure that your pronoun and your noun reflect the same grammatical gender. For example, der Tisch steht dort. The table is standing over there. Er bleibt dort. It is standing over there, but I had to use the masculine it, er. You'll notice that we use the same conjugation that we would have used for the ear form. This is mostly true. If you drop off the en at the end of a verb and you add a t to the end of it, you have the er, sie, es form. Now this works most of the time, but if you have an irregular verb, you're still going to have that stem change that I alluded to in a previous video. If you don't know what those are yet, don't worry about it. I will cover that in a different video. If you have more than one noun, or a plural noun, then you would be using the sie form, or the plural they. You use the same conjugation that you would for the sie formal you that we talked about in the previous video. Basically, you just take the infinitive form of the verb and use that. It's the verb form that ends in en or n. Here are a few examples. Die Frau und der Mann kaufen ein Geschenk. Die Eltern gehen nach Hause. Sie fahren mit dem Bus. Sie essen Frühstück. The only other pronoun that I haven't talked about at this point is wir, which means we in English. You use the same form of the verb that you would for the sie forms, in other words, you use the infinitive form. Here are a few examples. Wir gehen nach Hause. Mein Bruder und ich essen Mittagessen. Du und ich kaufen Eis. Wir fahren mit dem Zug. So there we have it. We have all of the pronouns that you need for conjugation in German in the present tense. The pronouns that you need to know are ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie, sie. There are a total of 9. Your assignment for this video is to go to the link down below in the description for 50 verbs from the GermanAbout.com. Find one of these verbs on the list, conjugate it fully, and write an example sentence for each form of the verb. Check the conjugation that you write down on verbix.com. Also, there's a link in the description for that. Once you've written your sentences, I'll take a look at them in the comments down below, and I'll let you know how you did. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Tschüss!